Is Nick Young a good fit for the Warriors?
The rich just got richer. And I'm going to speak as a Spurs fan here. I must admit this. I thought Nick Young was a great pickup for the Golden State Warriors because he has always been willing to take and make big late game three-point shots, a fearless three-point shooter who made 40% last year. And by the way, Omri Caspi was a very good pickup because he bounced around the league last year on 3 different teams, but 2 years back, he shot 41% from three. So now they have two guys who won't play that many minutes, but when they come in, they are both capable of getting hot quickly. And maybe they'll stay hot if Steve Kerr leaves them in the game because they're capable of it. And yet, Nick Young, I loved that tweet, that welcoming tweet from Kevin Durant, because I thought it sent a profound message to one Swaggy P, who's now 32 years of age, but he's like the youngest, most immature 32-year-old in the league. Like, when I looked it up, I said, he can't be 32, but he's 32. And he's been allowed this sort of suspended adolescence as Swaggy P, right? Well, guess what? This culture will make him grow up fast. He's going to have to be just Nick Young in the Golden State culture. And I think Kevin's message to him was, hey, welcome, but we don't do that here, right? We don't turn and prematurely celebrate our three-point shots before they go in.
Well, Steph can.
Steph can occasionally. But you know what? He earned the right.
Yeah.
This guy has not earned the right.
Yes.
But I can tell you, Nick Young has haunted my Spurs with a few walk-off three-point shots in his career. So I really like both of these moves.
Yeah, it's kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
They just keep getting better
Yeah.
and better and better. Now, I would like to see him bring back JaVale because I think
Well, they say they still have
if
a
they
shot.
can get him for the
right?
minimum.
Yeah.
Look, the Clippers, they don't need him. You got DeAndre Jordan, but maybe just to get him out of Golden State, not that it's going to kill the Warriors, but maybe it's worth doing it just for that. But I want to bring back Zaza too. Because the one thing, I agree with everything you said about Nick Young. He won't be in the game late, obviously. I mean, they've got their killer lineup, their death lineup. But I'm not worried about his immaturity because if they can handle JaVale McGee, they'll be able to handle him. Draymond and Durant were recruiting him. Only thing concerns me about the Warriors, not concerns, but you know, right now they don't have many bigs. I guess they think Damian Jones, the guy from Vanderbilt, is going to be able to step in as a 7-footer. And Jordan Bell's a heck of a shot blocker, but he's only 6'8".
Yeah.
And maybe that won't matter.
Right.
But look, it's just an embarrassment
It's
of riches.
embarrassing.
It really is.
I mean, it's sort of New England-esque where you win and then you go win the offseason.
Win some more. They brought back the most important. The thing is that they sent Kevin Durant to get a haircut, and they say, well, take it low, and he got a bald fade. So they took all his hair off his head. So he left all this money on the table. So now they can get Iggy. Now they can get Livingston. Now they brought West back. Now we're not talking about the David West that was in Indiana, that was an all-star, but he can pass the ball, he'll rebound, he get you a few buckets here and there, play good defense.
Did he take the minimum again?
Yeah.
Right?
He just loves rings.
Yeah. I don't, hey,
At this point, though, he
Why
wasn't
not?
going to get much more than that.
exactly. It's like and what they did with this, Skip, this is an 8-layer cake. And when you got 8 layers, you're like, do we really need another layer? They're like, what the hell? Why not? Come on, Swaggy. And the thing is, Skip, what we've seen from guys that have bad behavior, when they go to a team that wins and compete for championships, they change their behavior. You mentioned, think about it. Swaggy P and JaVale McGee was on the same team for the Washington Wizards. So you already know what was going on. It was already dysfunction. Look at JR when he got to Cleveland. He wasn't that same. Look at the guys when they go to New England, Skip. All the guys that we see are malcontent. Corey Dillon, Randy Moss, all these, even Ocho. Now, he didn't contribute like those other guys did, but he was a model citizen.
Best behavior, yeah.
And so that's what you're going to see with Swaggy. He'll get here. He'll learn early on. This is what is expected. This is what won't be tolerated. So he will have no ambiguity of what he can and what he can't do. But like you said, I mean, first of all, I mean, he was 31 and he's hanging out with a 19-year-old. That should tell him something right there. 31-year-olds don't hang out with 19-year-olds. This is why you had the situation with him and D'Angelo and how it ended up. But, Skip, they get ridiculous. And Nick Young, he shot 44% on catch and shoot. That's better than Clay. You look at the guys that he shot, Dame Lillard and Bradley Beal and Harden and JR, Devin Booker. It ain't fair. It ain't right.
That's why the Kang might need to go to the Alamo.
You're pushing that hard.
I'm not, because look,
I love it.
You know my Cleveland roots. I hope he stays in Cleveland and gets the help to really challenge the Warriors, but I'm just saying, man.
If we can't get
that's
nobody
the only
to come,
thing I
Skip,
see. That's the only possibility.
We can't.
What do you mean?
Is it not?
King can't recruit anymore?
No, I mean we can.
They got no money.
Got no money.
Recruit with what? The minimum?
What? He's the GM and the president and the
No.
coach and the.
Cause
got no
Dan
money.
Gilbert cheap.
You got no money.
Yeah, Gilbert's not cheap.
You know, there may be something to your theory because I keep waiting for my Spurs just to do something, you know, like
They
bring
wait-
somebody back.
they-
Maybe they're just
Saving the
waiting.
cap for next year.
I bet you they are. I bet
could
you, I
be.
haven't talked to them about this. I bet they are because, like you said, they've been very quiet. Why wouldn't you? They take a shot at every big-time free agent that's
They
out
do.
there. Why not? I'm not saying. I know there hasn't been contact, and LeBron hasn't said, "Hey, watch out for me." But they're smart.
Well, you know and I know Pop loves LeBron and
Yeah,
vice versa.
LeBron,
And vice
exactly.
versa.
And
Well-
he's the coach that has given LeBron more trouble than any coach in his career.
Well, I
That's
tell
correct.
you what,
No
Dan
question.
Gilbert, this is my offer to you, Dan. This is what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to gut it out, but I'm gonna need 20%. And when you sell this franchise, I want to get first right of refusal. Now, if you can't offer me that,
I think LeBron is going to end up owning the Cavs. Here's the thing, though. If you stay in Cleveland, and when you retire, the value is going to be very high.
yeah.
So you might buy high. They'll never be worth that much.
Well, I'll
unless they
say
get another
this. If
LeBron
LeBron
James.
owns the Cavs and he wants Chauncey Billups to be his general manager, I don't think he'll offer him $1.5 million because that's what the
Yeah.
ESPN report. You said first that it was an insulting
was
offer,
money.
but that's
But
like beyond
Hold
insulting.
on. But you see what billionaires do? Oh, now he tried to shortchange Chauncey, but Kevin Durant gave the man 10
Yeah,
million.
but that's a billionaire in Dan Gilbert who's basically saying, I do not want Chauncey Billups to come in here because I run this show and I want to be really the de facto GM with the unofficial.
Well, you
And he thinks that anybody can do it, essentially, because it looks like.
Well, why don't even
overall-
hire anybody? Just that'd be a 1.5 million or 2 million or 3 million you can save. You don't hire anybody, and you just do the job. As simple as that.
I think he's basically doing that job.
But Bron, you ain't gonna be able to talk to Bron. Bron say, I ain't talking to you.
Bron's taking his talents to the Alamo.
And Bron say, this is why I'm charging. Say, you know what, Skip? Bron told him, say, you know what? I would have come back and played for $5 million a year and let us hoard players. But for that letter, you gotta pay triple. It's gonna cost you 33 this year. It's gonna cost you 43 next year.
Shannon, what are you gonna do if he goes to San Antonio?
I'm gonna have to
You're
let it
going to
go.
eat that broccoli, baby.
You ain't going
Hey,
to let him
I'm gonna have to catch and release. I'm gonna have to, hey, Bron, it's been fun. I enjoyed it, but hey, they say if you love something, set it free. I gotta let him go. I gotta let him go.